walk in the Spirit is completely different. Because the walk in the Spirit requires 100% submission to God. Completely surrendered. And I'm proud to say I'm in that number right now, in this moment, in this place. I'm walking in the Spirit. You catch me 10 minutes after church, I make you no promises. But right now, in this moment, I'm walking in the Spirit. I have no hatred. I have no emulation. I have none of this stuff in me. But when you catch me out there, so this is what Paul said. It's very important that you begin to walk in the Spirit so that the works of the Spirit become automatic in your life. So let me take just a few moments and go over these. So if you would write this down. Number one is love. Love. And I went in and I looked up the Greek word, and everything I give you here is going to be a basic definition. So if this is something you struggle with, please feel free to write this down. Love is the highest, most selfless form of devotion. It is an unconditional, action-oriented commitment to the well-being of God and others, prioritizing their needs above one's own. That's what love is. Love is this. Love is not a happenstance. Love is not something that's here and then it's gone. Love isn't something that I step into and then love is something that seeks the well-being of others at all times, both God and person, because this is the commandment Jesus gave. They asked him, they said, which commandment's the most important? He said, I'll give you two and everything else hangs on it. Love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and your neighbor as yourself. If you do these two things, then all those other commandments that God mentioned in the Old Testament are going to fall in place with it. But these two things, love, first of all, loving God. Loving God should be simple. But do you know what's going to happen when something goes wrong in your life? You're going to begin to blame God. That's what's going to happen. I'm just going to ask a question outright. If you're in this house and something at any point in your life ever happened and you begin to question God about it, I want you to raise your hand. Everybody else, we're going to have altar call for liars in just a moment. No, I'm kidding. That's the truth. We'll blame him as soon as something happens. But can I be completely honest? It's never God's fault, and you've already learned that. We understand that concept. But not only God, here's the big part. I asked you to raise your hand about God. But if you've ever had any issues with a person at any point in time and blame them for something, please do not lift your hand, because I promise you, that's everybody. Everybody does. But when you are walking in love, you seek other people's good and opinion above everything else. And let me tell you this, and then I'm going to move on. He's not just talking about when they're right. He's talking about when they're wrong. When they're selfish, when they are walking in those fruits of the Spirit, love will begin to look at them, and this is what it does. Your flesh will become angry. Your spirit will begin to forgive. And that's what we have to do. Why? Because if you forgive them without thinking about it, then God can forgive you without thinking about it. Number two, joy. Joy is a deep, now I love this one, a deep, lasting inner gladness and delight that is rooted in God's grace and promises rather than temporary circumstantial happiness. That's what joy is. Joy does not change. Happiness, I wake up, I'm good, then something happens and I'm bad. Happiness is up and down, it's back and forth, it's one away, then it's the other. But joy is something that no matter what happens in my life, I am good, I'm concrete, I'm rested assured, because God is good when everything is going well, when everything is not, when everything is positive, when everything is negative. The joy of the Lord is my strength. Somebody shout joy. The joy of the Lord is your strength. The joy of the Lord will keep you captive when the enemy is coming in and trying to rage like a flood. He can bring sickness against you. It will not touch your joy. He can bring depression against you. It will not touch your joy. He can touch your marriage. He can touch your children. He can move in your finances. He can move in anything and everything in your life. But the joy of the Lord will remain at all times. And joy is a fruit of the Spirit. Joy is like having happiness rooted in God, not your stuff. That's what it is. Because the enemy can come in and mess with your stuff, but the enemy can never mess with the promises of God. Number three is peace. Peace is a profound state of harmony, wholeness, and tranquility. It involves a confidence in God that transcends chaos or anxious circumstances. Peace is something, let me just say this, and then I'm not going to take a lot of time on this. Peace is something, no, I don't want to say it like that. That's going to sound personal. Peace is something that if you get in an argument or you get in a fight or you say something, peace is something that will keep you still. Can I tell you what peace will do for you? Peace is something that when you say something wrong and somebody calls you calls you out about it, you don't even get mad, because that's what peace does. Peace is a feeling of being able to, have you ever just taken a deep breath in a really stressful situation and just go, when you begin to exhale, you feel that peace? That's what peace is. It's a constant exhale. It's the ability to look around and say, no matter what happens, God's got me and I'm okay with this. That's what peace is. And it cannot be changed. Jesus said, my peace I leave with you, my peace I will not take, and my peace another cannot take from you. Number 4, patience. Also translated as long-suffering or forbearance. It is the capacity, now this is important, somebody write this down because it's going to help somebody. It is the capacity to endure difficult situations, difficult people, and delays without losing one's temper or becoming resentful. Patience is the ability to say, no matter what happens, I will not lose my cool. That's what patience is. Patience is no person, no situation, no problematic person,